poll, will it work?
Yeah, that poll will be, should I not watch Vampire Night, but also not watch Vampire Night?
Just make
Hi,
Vampire Night.
everyone.
Anyways.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, where Blake and Ray tried to continuously get me to watch bad animes with unbelievably stupid love triangles in them.
Bad anime. It's not.
It's a requirement. They either need to have bad love triangles or have unbelievably stupid reasons for their children to have astigmatisms or fight dinosaurs. Welcome to every discussion we have as soon as this camera goes off.
At least it was better than last week's.
Press the live button at random.
No, last week's was better.
You know the best part? All three of
week's
those things do happen in our show.
I'm still waiting for that clip, by the way, because someone wants to see the clip.
StreamYard's being stupid with me clipping little things, but I'll get it. And it didn't get all of it, but it got part of it. So we got the overreaction, so that was fine.
That was fun, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So the volume is over, and they weren't joking when they said this was the longest episode of the volume. I think it's the longest episode of the show.
26 minutes.
26 minutes. That's kind of nuts
like
for RWBY.
Is that
15-minute one?
Is that? Oh no, yeah, because they're usually like 22 minutes at the longest,
they
right?
usually hover right around 20 minutes, and like everyone's like, I don't get why they just don't make it longer. RWBY, it like you still need to understand, and I just can't fathom how people don't get this. This is their first show of this scale where they have to make everything. They're like, but they made RWBY. I'm like, they're making that inside of Halo at first. They started making it more expensive later. Animation is not cheap. And they aren't some big name studio that has oodles and oodles and oodles of money to spend, especially considering the situation they were in while this volume got made. From what I just understood, listening to some of the animators, this entire thing pretty much got made from home. So they weren't at their studio with all their nice equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And they still did
this whole volume.
Yeah, so imagine the next one when they are in a studio.
Yeah.
It's like, think about these things. They started working on this in 2020 when the whole world went to shit. But anyway, okay, so since we have about a half an hour worth of thing to cover, we should have a myriad of different responses. Favorite things that happened. Blake, go ahead.
Oh, God.
We all know what her least favorite was.
Same.
I was waiting. I was like, I'm going to get a message in that group chat, and whether or not it happens, I'm like, we made it to the door.
I'm in the process of grieving that Robbie died. He died in Persona, so I guess he has to die in this too.
To be fair, that was a satisfying death.
Honestly, that was very satisfying.
It was. That's why I'm like, God
I know
damn
people.
it, I can't really
I feel like the internet's gonna hate me for this comment, but I watched the Owl House and there's a death in that. No, this cat one was way better to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was one you felt justified wanting. By the way, I just saw what your freaking thing said now.
Between that and seeing the flashback of Summer and Raven, to I ironically like how Neo sent it off. In a way, like I really did
would have
like
been a little bit more to it, but they did a version that I'm okay with.
Like I'm okay with it. It's like open ended, like she may or may not come back type of thing. So she's like, "Thank you," and she went her way. I liked how it ended with Neo, and in Vakuro, people are like going back and forth, like they're in Vakuro. No, they're not. They're here. I'm like,
they are. They're literally in the middle of a desert, and that's where everyone was told to meet. So that's where they met.
Yeah,
anyone that says it isn't literally doesn't understand what that place is.
Everyone went back and forth on Twitter. I'm like, did we all watch the same show? Because they're in Vakuro now, but okay.
No, don't worry. This is the same community where some people were legitimately upset where a vocal and known woman abuser got killed off, and they were sad because their cool sword man wasn't there.
They still think
so. Some people just don't see things sometimes. That's not everybody. I love this community for the most part, despite the fact the rant I had. A vocal good chunk of you just are never happy. But a lot of you, and you're coming more out of the woodwork and becoming more vocal now. I'm proud of you all. Actually be happy with enjoying things. A lot of you are really good.
That the whole RWBY scene. Very like Rose's Part 3.
Called it! Oh, I was so happy.
A lot of people were speculating that we're gonna get Part 3 of it.
Oh, so happy. All right, Ray.
Like the perfect time.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, Brock, watch Vampire Night. Anywho,
It is not happening.
I want to start off with the Neo one actually because I'm not actually that big of a Neo fan myself. So the send off for her, I actually really like as someone who never really cared too much for her.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually pretty touchy. I liked the whole thing with her little torch trick, whatever and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Torture send off.
Of course, I'm very happy for Somewhat. Somewhat is adorable. I love them.
That freaking name. I love it. It's so darky.
I love it though. It's so cute. I love the whole. And you're adorable.
To somewhat little.
I was watching it. I was watching it with Chris. I was watching it with Chris, and I was like, "So what do they call him now?" I'm like, "He's long," and then he just went, "I hate you," and then we kept watching the episode. Go ahead, keep going.
That's an appropriate response. Definitely the Red Like Roses. That was just such a great moment. I wasn't sure because I was watching the episode when you sent that message. So I was like, okay, Brock has predicted quite a few things. What exactly is he ecstatic for? And then as soon as she started cracking, I'm like, okay, I think I know what this is supposed to be.
Yeah, I got my green reference.
He can finally shut up now.
I was gonna say, it was like great timing. Nah, he's looking for more. You know it.
Oh, I still want the one I talked about, all freaking volume with Pura. If I get that one, I will never need anything out of the show as long as I live. It'll never happen. That one I know for a fact won't happen. That one I was pretty sure about, but the other one, just no. They're not going to do the out of the ring. But Raven, go ahead.
They might.
Oh, man. Teams, almost a full Team Stark flashback. We just need a crow.
We got the breadcrumbs.
Don't you dare do that! I do that with my students. Don't you dare do that.
Breadcrumbs! We only got the breadcrumbs!
But it's really amazing to know that Raven knows what happened this summer.
Raven knows what's up.
Yep. So we need our Team Stark flashback to continue because the voice actress for Summer did state that she has recorded future lines.
Mm-hmm.
So once volume 10 gets greenlit, we're gonna have more Summer.
I really like Summer's voice too. Oh, it's so good. Summer's voice.
I love her voice. It's so perfect.
Also, I checked my favorite box where it was a Team RWBY hug moment. We gotta get the hugs.
Yes.
And also seeing Somewhat.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was like. I was going to be legitimately pissed. I'm like, are you going to give me an after credit scene with Little? And then that was it. And then all of a sudden there was the wait. And I'm like, them are really big feet. I'm like, oh!
I was the wait. And I was like, it's Little.
Oh, it's so awesome. Oh, it was great.
I would have been happy if someone stayed old.
I knew he wasn't going to stay old. I knew they were not going to keep him 30 years old.
So disappointed that we lost the DILF after all of that.
He was never a DILF. He doesn't have a child.
He was on his way to be. Pyrrha's mom was waiting.
You're right. Bring back the fan art.
And Weiss, what's Weiss going to think now?
Where I have it.
I mean, she knows what to look forward to.
We lost our DILF for the volume.
Hey,
also that reaction. That's what I sound like.
Yeah, that was
perfect.
Fully acknowledging people were gonna like the fact that he had a deeper voice for once. Like, no, this is what I sound like.
His voice. The whole volume.
I just gotta say that means if he dropped back to 19 years old, that means and his voice got lighter. It's like he just de-puberty, even though he's older than puberty stage.
No,
that's not true. Your voice keeps changing as you get older.
You never know how much he drank. was gone.
You don't know how
All
much
that
of the
coconut
leaves he
water over
smoked.
time.
Yeah.
Most of the leaves.
Yeah. I do like.
Oh no, my Wi-Fi.
There was a lot of big things that happened. Like one thing I just before I get the little itty bitty moment that we haven't mentioned that was genuinely that I didn't expect we were gonna get. I loved that this entire episode we got a bunch of shit that I wasn't expecting we were gonna get.
The lore! We got so much
What's the
lore!
lore?
So much.
Like,
But like
Neo would have went, but here's some lore. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I brought this in Neo. Give me
Yeah.
a sec.
Yes, exactly. And like this entire episode was I'm glad that you guys liked that throughout all of volume 9. You were listening to a story about the girl and the ever after, and then every single episode you realized that you didn't actually know how the story ended. By the way, at this volume, almost everything you might know about RWBY up until this point didn't fucking happen the way you thought it happened. Like the fact that the only that conversation with Summer and Raven, a lot of good. There was that was one of the coolest things I didn't expect to happen. And then the comment where Raven is like, "So you're just gonna leave them there?" Like
And she was
she's
like, hey, you're the one that talked like,
yes. And like, and what comes out of that is like, Raven isn't concerned. Oh, how do I want to explain this? She's like, Raven's not going to go protect them herself because she knows she's a bad mom. She's upset that Summer's leaving them and not the fact that no one else is there. She's like, no, they need Summer and not me. Like the little acknowledgement that Raven is fully aware that she didn't get dragged away for some stupid mission. She left because she knew she would be a bad mom.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of recontextualization there that I didn't think we were going to get. That's kind of crazy. And also the fact that you got to see a good chunk of like where everyone's like, how the hell? They're like, okay, everything that Yang has, she got from Raven. I'm like, no, that stupid, dumb, dorky smile shit she got from Raven. Raven just forgot how to do it.
That was so cute, though. I was like, oh, look at her. She's a dork.
I'm like, Raven Branwyn has emotions? What?
Blue Booth, he does.
But yeah, like at this moment, and the best thing is they purpose like for everyone that like if you remember how Raven's semblance works, she doesn't just get to teleport to wherever the hell she wants. She gets to teleport to a person that she has a strong emotional connection to, who we've shown is only her family and what I'm going to assume is Ty. Even though we've never seen her teleport to Ty, I assume that she could because she had kids with him, all this.
Yeah.
So
well, didn't in one volume the post credit Raven went to Ty while Ty was like gardening?
You never saw her no, she flew over him as a bird.
Yeah.
So you never saw an actual portal. But anyway, the thing that I like that they did is they teleport and portal away. Now, there's two things that can happen there. One, that it's Crow, and and Ty's the legit only person that didn't get told about what this mission was, and would understand why he is resentful towards the whole fucking team.
Yes.
Besides, obviously, probably Summer because you know that happened. And then the other is, if that isn't Crow, who the hell is it?
How is it?
Because it has to be someone she's connected with. And then, like, Chris, who I was watching it with, messaged me. Who are we? Hey, Monica, what's up? And because he looked at me, he's like, you know, that's probably Crow, but that'd be kind of cool if that was a character we've never met before.
But people bring it
That's what
up
I've been thinking, yeah.
When Crow and RWBY had like that moment, Crow said, I don't know what happened to Summer. So people bringing that up, like, is he really telling the truth or he's just lying?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see because on the end of this portal, is that like a Raven? Is that a Branwyn clan member that we have never met before? Because like they openly talked about how Crow and Raven were sent to Beacon to learn how to kill Huntsmen. So maybe they were like, we need to go after something and we're getting backup from someone that wouldn't normally do this. And it's sounding like, obviously, that these two know what's going on. I don't know if they set this up and she went to her because that was the person that would not try and stop her.
Yeah.
And just also,
It's a lot of open-ended questions.
there's a lot of open-ended stuff. Summer's been actually on screen for less than 10 minutes, and she's one of my favorite characters in the show.
Right?
It's unreal. Like, she was this character that literally got birthed in because Jeff Williams had a random moment while making the freaking the video for Red Like Roses. And now there's all this where they're like, everyone expected that from what Yang and Ruby said about her, that she was a sweet, kind, just like all around flower of a mom. And then, like, you hear from Crow, I'm pretty sure it was Crow that said it, that she was a bit of a brat. So you see that when she's mentioning, when she's talking with Raven, like, you're the one to talk. We're really going to do this. She sounds like the ultimate mama bear type mom that's like, I'm going to be good with my children, but if you try and hurt them, I'm going to murder you. Like, reminds me of my mom, and I love it.
The other thing I really love about that whole flashback is it's perfect for Ruby because Ruby's put her mom on a pedestal and she got to see her mom was human. She lied in everything too.
She did. And
that's
the
what
fact that they showed the last night, and the fact that we were all expecting that was the last night they saw her, the fact that she just left her emblem the night that going, like fully expecting she might not be coming back from that. Yeah, but like you said, that was a thing that helped a ton with, you should try and be more like yourself. Your mom wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And it was so good. My God, this episode was amazing.
Yeah.
There was so much. Every second of it, I loved. Like, there was a couple of moments that I wish would have gotten like 1 or 2 more touches, but I can't complain when we get a 26-minute episode of RWBY. Like, that never happens. But yeah, we'll just get into pictures and talking about other things because, oh my gosh, I was so freaking happy with how this turned out.
I love this episode. I just love this whole volume. It was
this
great.
whole volume was so amazing.
It's definitely one of my favorites now.
It's my favorite. Bar none, this one's my favorite.
It's available.
It might be my favorite. I'm still debating.
What page?
Oh, is it available? It's on Crunchyroll only. That's, I think, to do with Warner Brothers and stuff, but it's available on Crunchyroll and maybe still Verve.
No, Verve is shutting down.
I was gonna say Verve is shutting down. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay, I never used it, so I wasn't sure. But yeah, you got it for Crunchyroll. It is what it is. And I'm gonna be honest. Now I'm completely getting rid of my first from Rooster Teeth because I have no reason. Like,
honestly, yeah.
So long ago.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I did the same thing.
Like, when I buy merch from them, I'll sign up because you get a percentage off.
10% takes out the taxes theoretically, and that's it.
Yeah. Hey, it's for free. It is what it is. If I'm gonna buy a ton of stuff, the $5 might agree to whatever. But anyway, I don't do Crunchyroll. All right, it is what it is. But all right, so yeah, they had that, and it's like you have just I can't get over how good this episode looked too. Everything about this freaking episode was amazing. And
Raven was more like peppy.
Oh yeah.
Everything. So like Summer's not really after
it's really nice to see Raven express all this range of emotion that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, that's why I feel like when Raven and Crow were like into it helping Ozpin, I feel like whatever happened to Summer is like that's when Raven backed down and like went into hiding after.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
Because I feel like after whatever happened to Summer, he's like absolutely not Ozpin.
Yeah, it very well could be, but like the thing that I have to wonder now is when depending on where Ty and Yang are or Ty and Raven are right now, I know a little Rose that's gonna wanna borderline waterboard a certain mama bird about what happened to her mom.
Yep.
Because boy, now that they know that she knows what happened, not gonna be good times. The other, I tried to get a collection of all of them, so it wasn't that great to get the full thing, but The way that they got Neo out of the cat,
Right?
Like getting high. 420,
Yeah.
blaze it.
They were a day
That
late, but
was so
they were
good.
2 days late. But you know what? It's fine.
It's fine.
Yes,
You
it
don't need.
was.
You can watch it on 420 to make it better. Okay.
It was awesome how that was that close. But just, and I love all
Final
these full
form.
rim colors now. It's just so cool. Like I'm gonna be honest. I think the cat might be my favorite RWBY villain.
Right? The cat is great.
Yeah.
He is, and I'm biased because. Of the
Yeah,
voice
we know.
actor.
Yeah, we know.
I'm so
We know
biased.
your reasons.
It's that weird thing where they got to not have to follow any rules from inside the show. So they kind of got to make their own thing and be in this little bubble. So they got to do cool things. And I think a lot of what happened was the product of that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Want to know what else?
Go
Want to
ahead.
know what else is great about the cat? He's
What?
not Cinder.
Mhm.
It
That
is true. It's not Cinder. That's why we love
Yeah.
him even more.
We had this cat for 10 episodes, and he's a better villain than Cinder has ever been.
That's honestly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
I
It's
just like the lore behind him that we
I
learned
love
about.
him so much.
if Cinder would have died in Volume 5, she'd have been a great villain. Honestly, I've been very okay with her.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. The lore behind him, which we'll talk about later.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. How, yeah, just again with the writing, it's really, really good. But yeah, and then y'all, I've been Cinder is poop. I
No,
love
you're
you,
right.
Monica.
Cinder
Yep.
is.
I love you, Monica.
Cinder is poop.
No, you don't be kidding. Don't be kidding, Monica. You are correct.
Cinder
Jessica
is poop.
Jessica Negro's amazing. Cinder sucks.
We're the Cinder hater crew.
Yes, we are the Cinder accurately talking about crew.
Honestly, that's fair too.
But like, and
That's
with
also
these
correct.
girls,
You're right.
these girls, I especially, and just like, and all together, I've been talking with people. Because the writers behind the show, I have wanted a singular moment from Gurren to happen. Just one. I want it to happen so bad. And we got their own
Couldn't stop
good
talking about
version of it. It was close enough to where you fully understood what they meant.
Yeah.
But it was their own version. And like, I tell you that, like, when RWBY means a lot to me because it's like it got me into fan fiction writing, it got me into watching more things, it got me into friends like this, and just more of like exploring stuff online. When they show her falling, I was like, I'm getting my reference right here, so this is awesome. And like fully acknowledging grabbing your weapon, doing all that. And well, before we get to that, how she's looking at everything and you're perfect just the way you are, and all the other weapons shatter away, and she just does that. And she's like, what happened if I choose myself? Then you might be good enough. Again, about the Forge person never pressuring RWBY either way. She's like, what do you genuinely want?
Yeah.
Like, I'm serious. I'm asking you, what do you want to be? This is about you. You have no pressure here. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
It is the perfect representation of getting someone through grief. It was so good. But anyway, when she goes down and crashes and it starts cracking, and that eerie, unbelievably slow version of the original Red Like Roses starts playing,
Yep.
I legit got choked up.
Same.
That was so good.
My breath, like I was like holding my breath type of moment.
It's like, I don't know what she's gonna come out looking like, but this is so cool. And then they redid the shot from the trailer. That was so cool.
That whole moment just had my jaw dropping.
Like we came full circle, and I love it.
It was so well done, where it's like she's back, but you can tell she's actually believing in herself. She didn't need to fully change.
Yeah.
And like even the kids saying she's like, she's herself. How did that happen? And John point blank, she's like, she found out what she needed to be. And it was finally not trying to be Summer.
Yep.
Oh, that moment was so simply done, but it was so good. I can appreciate
it is so good.
Oh,
It's exactly what it needed to be. That's what it is.
Yeah,
yes, and it wasn't overdone.
we wanted this to happen, and it happened, and I couldn't ask for it a better way.
Yeah, it's just, oh my gosh, I couldn't get over that. I was like in just a space where like that's why I love this show. Did you guys discuss Blake and Yang? Oh, we discussed them a little bit. I might be wearing a shirt, Monica. We discussed Blake and Yang quite a bit.
Yeah, you can't see my name. We talked about it a lot.
We were quite happy. Trust me, we were very happy. But
Yes.
yeah, and then we got the Oh, nice, very nice. And then we got the fight with the cat about how he's just like, great, I get to have this fight with you. I'm going to take you down again. And then you got to see Ruby smiling and being cocky. Just the smile before she shot the cat in the face. I was like,
You can tell she was loving it.
She was like, I'm gonna kill this cat.
He's like, I'm so done with this fucking cat. Oh, it was just, and it's like, the cat was the perfect foil. I can't get over how happy I am with this character. Every character they put in this volume was amazing. Every one of them. They were perfectly fit for what they needed to be.
Yes.
Every one of them.
Yes.
It's unreal.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
It was so good. And just freaking the...
They need him. Just have Robbie voice more characters, please. I need more of it. I'm not ready to move on.
You were ready to move on. No, I get it. And then just... finally. Oh, it's so good. You got that.
Do people remember when Ruby told Yang she loves her and she never said it back? Look, she finally said it back, guys. We got that I love you back.
Here's the thing, though. This is the second time.
Yeah, I know.
She said it the first time she saw her. She said it the first time she saw her in Mistral, but this was very much they're finally back to what they were fully like pre-Beacon leaving type of thing, and it's and yeah, it's them actually talking about what they appreciate about her.
That was such a good scene. That was just, I love it.
It was. And
if Ruby ever needed a good pep talk, it was then.
It was then. And like, I'm going to be honest, in this next one I'm going to show, I kind of thought that this was the moment where Little might have showed up, but I'm kind of happy with just how you could show a lot without showing it.
Oh, yeah.
God, yes.
And I was just like, yo, that was awesome. The fact of like, no, you're about to get the shit beat out of you. And what's happening? No, Nia was the one that got to kick her ass. It pulls away and all of them are horrified. Even Yang, who is like, this cat got my sister to try to erase herself. And I'm like, yeah, that might have been a little harsh.
Oh my God.
I wanted to, I don't make crack jokes anymore, but like if I did, I was going to like do this and then like repeat the scene of them watching it and then be that scene from The Simpsons where it's like, stop, he's already dead.
Oh yeah, honestly.
Yes.
Oh, if YouTube wasn't as mean with taking down videos, like I don't even try to make money from them. If they weren't so mean with taking the videos down after the effort to put into them, I'd put them up still. But yeah, that was the moment where the cat jumped at them. I'm like, someone's going to stop them. And I'm like, if it was Little, I was going to lose my shit. Because the last person that Little was trying to stop was that cat. But still, the moment that we got was...
I just like to keep like,
R.I.P.
took me
Robbie.
over.
Yeah, it was...
R.I.P. Robbie.
Yeah, that was something else. Oh, I forgot to show this one earlier. I didn't think that was ever going to be something we were going to see. Smiling Raven Branwen. And then, oh shit, I pissed off Summer. She could easily kick my ass, Raven Branwen.
Also,
Summer.
A lot of people on Twitter were like, you could look at the tension. They totally effed. They totally effed. You can tell that.
Oh yeah. So Summer did. It wasn't
like
that got with everyone. It was Summer that got with everyone.
So
I like
Team
how
Strong is just
that
like a
narrative's
harem.
gonna change real fast. But yeah, and then you just again, I thought again, I was like, you needed to do a lot with Neo in order to get me to be like, okay. That
Like,
that was
like she's coming to terms with the fact that he's gone.
the fact she's gone and that she needs to be able to be okay with herself and not needing someone to be there. She has unbelievable dependency issues, and the fact that her thing talked to her and like this creation talked to her is like, yeah, I know, I'm not real, and just blown away. And then the fact that oh boy, the fact that she was like, I need to get her yourself chose. She's like, I'm not right. I need to get fixed. I was like, okay, you did it in a way I was okay with because I was
like she got like she bowed like thank you, and so you want her why.
And you want to know what's incredibly similar to? The very first time they met her and she bowed before her and Roman flew off.
It is.
It's bordering the same without the hat. But yeah, she didn't redeem herself quite yet. She's like, I'm not perfect, but I need to get fixed because I'm not okay. And the fact that Neo's whole thing was to ascend RWBY to try and erase her. And then it ends with Neo going, this version of me is not okay. I need to change.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
That
It's a good, strong.
Yeah, that's what I like her send off. Like it seemed to where it's open-ended. She may or may not come back in the future.
It is very open-ended because she's also being ascended 10 feet from that door. So, and
I
also,
just like,
go ahead.
I just like how she appears in the tree with her umbrella as the leaves.
It was, and the bowler hat.
Yes.
It was, yeah, it was. And it's like, if you know the rules for the door, it's not where you're needed, it's when you're needed, which we'll talk about that later because that's got some stuff to, oh boy.
That's a time travel quote.
Well, that and it'll show how long they've been in the freaking tree. Because there was something that was in the background that we finally got a question answered. Not fully, but some people aren't sitting out, freezing their ass off anymore.
They're not playing Uno.
Yeah, but anyway, so then you see they have the moment where they're talking, and RWBY looks back at Neo, honestly feeling bad about what happened. There's that, and then the only thing she's concerned about is that Little's not there. And you get, I'm not joking when I tell you that I think Little, and now somewhat, might be the best side character they've made since they've left Beacon.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at him. He literally said he wanted to be RWBY. He has a cape, the hood thing here, the belt line. He said he wanted to be RWBY. That's bordering on what happened. Just look at him. And now his name is Somewhat. I love it.
Even the little puff of hair matches RWBY's.
That's what I said too. He has the little spike. I was like, he's literally told the blacksmith he wanted to be RWBY. I was like,
That's so cute.
And it's after he's like, do you think we did anything that was where Blake's like, did we leave this last words? Then we left it. And it's like, that was the whole full circle thing where they're like, did I do anything right? And there's just a little itty bitty changes. Like, you saved that little dude.
Yeah.
Oh God!
After they kidnapped him.
After they did.
Look, that joke still makes me laugh.
Yes, and like the little flashbacks they showed of like, even if it was just a little dude, you help somebody. Oh, that was so good. Little was such a good representation of no matter what good you do, even if it's little, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Just that was so good. And then she's like, I don't know who you are. And he's like, oh yeah, you chose to be something else, so your memory's gone. And him telling her, he's like, maybe I do remember you, is something like a great dream that I'm forgetting about. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, that hits so hard.
Oh, and then all of them, adorable.
No.
They were so good. And, like, it looks like, you know what? They even made him basically look like he has. It basically made him look like he has chest hair.
Honestly, yeah.
It was so good. It was just amazing. It's like, and then you have the concept art of a couple of things here. It's just, they meant him to fully be like RWBY in the concept art because he has the full cape and the hood and everything. It's what they meant.
His cape's a leaf too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
It was. It's fantastic. He was so good. Oh, it was so good.
I'm gonna miss somewhat, guys.
You and me both. Trust me.
And Juniper.
And
Oh,
Juniper.
don't try me.
Yeah, and it's telling them to take care of her and stuff like that. There's gonna be some. I swear, if there's some Avengers Endgame style moment where like every friend they need comes out and you see Little riding out on Juniper, I might lose my shit louder than I've ever lost it.
Same that ever gets to that point.
Because like I know the rule is afterwards can't leave. Or no, the rule was you didn't have your stuff together. That's why you couldn't leave. So maybe they still could because the brothers were after, and so they can't leave. Never mind.
Yeah.
But like, yeah,
I was gonna say the brothers left, so
yeah. So yeah, but
well, the brothers
were
like got kicked out.
Well, they found out they were dead.
They were like an exception, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like they also said that like he said I couldn't get out because I wasn't correct. That's why Neo wasn't able to leave because she wasn't in her right mind. But that's why Neo was a bad vessel. But yeah, and then where is my house? The problem of having multiple monitors, and then this just the return of time dilation. That shot was so fucking good. It's got the ever living shit kicked out of him. Oh, it was great. Oh, that was wonderful.
I just thought that was an amazing picture.
Yeah, it is really
so
good. And then just like that also.
Yes. Oh, okay, so the whole animation from that whole sequence was just good. It was so well done.
It was freaking gorgeous. But okay, so we're going to talk about a few things because a lot of plot happened. I know you can't see that well because all the stuff I was trying to get in certain sizes. All the lore that we got, like they got dumped into the tree, and like, can I see the person's desk? 1000%, by the way, that pink crystal's Neo.
And a lot of people
it's just a salt lamp, man. All of them are cool.
Yeah, but yeah, when they walked in and you saw the brothers were on the desk, and it went from everyone thinking the brothers made the Ever After to learning that the Ever After made
them.
That was just, and then like the reason why it's kind of messed up is because it was the brothers' fault. The brothers are literally the worst parents on the planet, and every planet they go to. Like they did that. They created the Curious Cat, which we knew. They created the Jabberwock to try and counteract the Curious Cat. And then like they're explaining also that the Curious Cat used to be a good thing, but he became bad because Alex lied to him and he couldn't send himself to the tree to get fixed because he's the one that sends people to the tree. That is such a cool little detail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And where they're like, everything used to be happy here, but then just little things can topple stuff, and it's just like, yeah. The fact that they actually got to also see the blacksmith like in person and not in the
whatever
the Sunday moment type.
Yes, but yeah, that was it's so they basically get kicked out of the Ever After to go make worlds otherwise because we didn't want to deal with their experiments any longer. So there's a good chance, like, they've weirdly done a thing where Salem is a lot more understandable now. The world, this is not the first world they screwed up. They're in canon bad creators.
Look, I've been on Salem's side from the beginning, but still.
But didn't they say like they were born to like make a purpose, and then making the cat and the Jabberwocky disturb the balance and their purpose? So like that's why like they got kicked out.
Well,
Yeah.
from
Like
what I
they
got,
did
it
the
was
one
like
thing they were told not to do.
they were experimenting, and like they were like, your job is to make the things in the ever after work. So they were like, okay, they made the curious cat, and then that's when they realized that the cat could do their jobs for them. And then they made the Jabberwocky to counterbalance it. And then they said that one brother thought they stepped over the line and the other brother didn't. And then that's when stuff started going weird with the experiments they were having, because they started having disagreements on how to handle things. And then they crapped out of the tree. And the weird thing is, we have no way of knowing that Remnant is the first world they made, because she didn't say that tree led to Remnant. It led for them to leave to make worlds they wanted to make.
Yeah.
So Remnant could have been the 100th try.
Honestly, it could have, because they left again when they were upset with it.
And like they're talking about returning at some point. Are you sure they're actually going to return? Or are they just deadbeat parents that said they were going to go get groceries?
They went to get the milk.
Yeah, it's
I have to go
like,
get milk.
this whole thing might be, Salem, what do you want to be in your life here? But yeah, that's just, from them being the ultimate god figures of everything there, to this tree, the literal tree of life, being the ultimate god figure in Remnant now. I was like, that's a cool remix of lore reasoning. But yeah, they made the cut. And then
Also, I like Ruby's explanation on what balance is, just in general.
Yes, absolutely. It's the philosophy of the show. It's one of the little things where you need to keep good and evil in it's very well done, and this is the best thing. Like, I'm not saying that the writers are bad before, but I'm telling you now, one of the best writers and things that's ever happened to the show is been getting Eddie Rivas there, because ever since he's gotten on the show, what I want to say, like, they've always been good at coming up with ideas, but the execution of those ideas, in my opinion, has been better since Eddie got there. In my humble opinion. But
no, I agree. That's why I really wanted to point out that whole conversation of balance was just definitely a good, strong story point, I feel.
Oh, absolutely.
And it came from RWBY.
Yeah, and it came from RWBY, which is where it needed to come from. And so you get all of this just giant lore dump, like show-altering lore dump here. And then all of a sudden it's just like, that's Alex's knife. Why do you have that? And he's like, what really happened with Alex? He's like, yeah. And then she like gave her life to try and fix things. And then one of the things that she wanted to fix was going on with John. And then we had a thing that you girls didn't like.
Hey, take that back. I like Banana Head Boy.
No!
He's not a Delph.
No.
He wasn't one in the first place. He was working on it.
Come back!
Put Daddy Dilf back on.
No.
We like you better as a Delph, John.
But anyway, yeah, and then we go out there, and like as they're talking about little changes and stuff like that, you show all these little things like her in her path of meeting Little and where he got to go, and then you get to see them actually leave and get out here, and that Ruby, who was sad and upset the entire time in the ever after, thinking that every plan she had failed, and this is the best part about this freaking analogy with depression in this show. When you get depression, and again, I've told all these girls about it. I don't doubt that everyone in here has been through this. When you get into depression, you are not in the real world anymore. You aren't. You are in your own head, and you do not see things for how they are. You are clouded by your negative thoughts, and you don't see anything else, and you get snapped out of it by people letting you know that things are sometimes not how the way you think they are, and how you've been obsessing over them because you're not seeing it, because you only want to dwell on your negativity. The second they got out of the ever after, Ruby realized the plan she had worked. And she's just like, I was so stuck in thinking everything was bad, I didn't think everything should work. The second she got out, she got to see that her plan actually had worked, and she wasn't a failure. It was so good. So good. And I just love
Maria Pietro there.
Oh, the freaking Amity Arena's right there in the top left corner. That was the entire thing I'm seeing. I'm like, that's Amity right there.
No.
Yeah.
No! That's so cool. And
Like-
also people are wondering about why there's Atlas ships there when Atlas was done. Argus still exists. That port had Atlas ships in it. So there was that, and also there was still Atlas ships in the air that had stuff like Harriet and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Blake, you're saying something.
Now people speculated, like, people thought, like, because they saw, like, all the Atlas, I was like, oh my god, they're in Atlas. They're like, no, they're in Vacuo. Like, and I was like, why are we really arguing? Like,
we're in the
See,
middle
I
of
was
a
really
desert.
confused why people thought they were in Atlas, and I was like, oh, okay. Not that I agree with them, but yeah, okay, I see why it came up.
But it's like but here's the thing: if they're going to go with that same logic, okay, there is a Mistralian ship there. Okay, we're in Mistral also. There's also ships that were moored at Beacon Academy. We're in Vale also.
Right? Yeah,
We're in the middle of a desert, people. Atlas was in the middle of mountains in snow.
I don't know how.
That's too
Just
logical.
because it flooded doesn't mean there
Yeah.
wasn't snow there.
It's too logical to think about.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Again,
and so seeing all, like, those stuff is, like, how long of a time lapse?
the thing, honestly, of what I think it was, I don't think it's something where people are like, it's crazy, it's years. I honestly think it was long enough for the ships to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because she got the message out, everything in Vacuo, I mean in Mistral, in Atlas happened in like a week. So it would take them longer than a day to get from the other end of the planet to get over to Vacuo. So I'm gonna guess like
Only
months.
because the last time we saw Vacuo was like everyone going out the portals and everything was going crazy.
Yeah, and that was they were anywhere near civilization. They were just in the middle of a desert. So it is what it is. I assuming it's like maybe a few months. That's all it's going to be. But someone also pointed out on Twitter that once they get there, it's a good thing that Ruby's in a good mind state because she's going to be the most popular person in the world there because now every one of them is going to know who she is before they get there. Because she broadcasted that whole statement. But all right, before we get to the stuff from Twitter, let's go through some pictures.
Yeah.
You love that everyone that loves a Xiao Long does the cheek touch thing, and they only reciprocate it the exact same way. This exact thing between Blake and Yang. I thought that was pretty good. Also, we're going to talk about this. I used to think that out of all the moms that it was Raven that was the best looking one. I'm sorry. Summer blows all of them out of the water. She is the most beautiful character they've ever made. Holy crap.
I'll say it again. Summer is a MILF.
She is, and I know she I know she has a poofy dress and all, but there's a shot of where she's getting up from that chair. That girl's packing a dump truck. I'm just saying that Ty might be an ass man, but
Yes.
I might have more in common with Ty than I thought I did.
I mean,
oh boy.
Yeah, based on seeing the chemistry with Summer and Raven that I totally fucked. Yeah, Ty might have a thing. Lesbians too. Congrats.
You can't be a lesbian if she likes men too. You know how this works. But
Yeah.
Just that face. Yeah.
Kitty.
That I have for some reason I think Blake or Ray is gonna change our group profile picture to that cat now.
Well, now I want to.
Well, now we have to.
Yep,
Well,
do it.
There
goes our DILF.
I might be getting something commissioned to change to that anyway.
Oh. Go on.
Well, you guys realize that I talked with you about this commission a few days ago.
You did?
Sessions ago.
I don't
Oh,
remember this at all.
Because you weren't there. I did ask you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't there.
That's right. We wanted.
I don't remember.
Wait, when he told us to step out so he can see our background for a moment.
So the commissioner could see the background.
Baby.
Oh, that was.
Hey, look, it's Ray's profile.
It is.
Look,
That was really...
look, he's smiling, and
It's
the
so
background
cute.
is gay. See, guys,
Yes!
as you can see, she is not homophobic.
Yes.
There.
And it's
We
I
debunked it.
I could not get over how that's what they got from that. I'm like, this is just stupidity. Just stupidity. But yeah, and then we got that. What? Oh, also, this is not intentional, but and I don't have a picture of Neela, otherwise I'd bring it up. Like everyone has their emblems and stuff for hunters and huntresses. They have an emblem that's kind of like their marker to know that it's their equipment. And on a OC that I made, Neela, that's the adopted daughter of Blake and Yang, she has a pouch of specialized arrow tips that she has her emblem on. And I didn't notice this until someone pointed it out to me. It's incredibly small detail, and I'm shocked someone mentioned it. They Neelified RWBY without intentionally doing it. RWBY has 2 emblems. One is from her mom, and the other is from her best friend. Little's face is on her ammo pouch.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh my god.
I didn't either, because
Look
it's
at
on
that.
screen for like 2 frames. That is
Aw.
so cool to me. That coming back from being ascended, that got put onto her thing. I was like, that is so cool. But yeah, and then great
Yay,
shot.
Sophie!
Everyone loves it. Everyone
We
loves
got
the
the
base.
hand holding.
The hand holding through a portal.
Hand holding through a portal, and now everyone is
Pleasant
super.
Okura reference, you guys.
Yes, we got the Korra reference.
Yes, everyone was very, very happy. And now
That's
everyone
all I
else
saw on
was mentioning.
Twitter.
Everyone else was mentioning where they're like, you know, now that we're going to be seeing all of the female characters from RWBY we've ever gotten, plus some new ones in a beach episode now because it's in Vacuo, and now we're going to have those 2 flirting in a beach episode.
Please.
Yes.
I'm shockingly most happy to see Harriet in a beach episode, but you know, it is what it is.
Shockingly, yes. Of all the characters, who would Ty be the most opposed to see?
If you saw some of the pics of her during that fight where they showed the body form, she's got packed behind that thing. Oh boy. Oh, I can't freaking find that's. If you guys didn't watch the live reaction of Aaron seeing the scene of them kissing for the first time, when Blake says, "I think we're already falling," Aaron is like crying and she's like, "That is so gay."
I love it.
Yes.
Aaron is fantastic. Oh, and then
Yeah.
that's another good shot. I
So
love it so
good.
much. And then
Yes. Yes.
all of that was fantastic.
So pretty much all that scene of her fighting, I guess, was pulled and reanimated from the original trailer.
I can imagine
they
a good
pulled-
shot of them were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Well, there was also a
Where
like
are
honestly
they
there's a lot
going?
of like homage to like the beginning of RWBY because there was even a bit of the first volume's intro.
There was.
I was gonna say, did
Mhm.
you catch that? I know I know I forgot to mention it earlier. I
Yeah,
was like,
there was.
That's why how the volume ended
guys,
like
they
that.
reached the door. I just don't
This
remember
will
the
be the
lyrics
day
for that.
we reach the door.
Yes, this will be the day we've waited for. This will be the day we open up the door.
They
Look at how
opened
beautiful
it
she is!
No.
So pretty.
Gorgeous!
Too
My
much fun
God.
with this cosplay. This cosplay could be so much fun.
God, she's gorgeous. God. All right. Now I shockingly don't have as much because a lot of people didn't have stuff to say because we're kind of in the end. Friends, I can hear him through. That's
Yeah,
funny.
Beyonce's rewatching the show. I can hear it right through the wall.
Yeah, but like
I just heard Little. So cute.
nice. They didn't have as much to say because we kind of got all the stuff we wanted out there in the other thing, and now we just have to wait on predictions. But yeah, so we mentioned this earlier. It's Summer and Raven in the same shot saying actual words to each other. Me going into this episode thinking I mostly knew what to expect.
Nope.
Honestly,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to be absolutely deranged about this for a while. I've been waiting for crumbs for years, and all of a sudden I got surprised by a whole meal.
I mean, yeah.
I did
Yes.
like that they brought that back. She is like, my God, you are somehow like more like Summer than you will ever be like me. Oh, that was great. One small act of kindness and one small moment led to such a Marvel transformation. the perfect to that and to her radio message to everybody out. That was so good. Oh, so good. One more thought before I go to sleep. It's 3:30 a.m. Everyone in Vacuum will know Ruby because of the speech she makes to the world. There's one in here that is, I audibly laughed out loud for a good while for when we get to it. Okay, this finale fucked me in one major complaint. Why did they give Jean his fucking banana hair back? He's fucking fine as a dilf and you that fuck.
Yes! Yes!
Blake, is that you?
Thank you!
Blake, is that your Tumblr?
Thank you! Thank you!
We found Blake's Tumblr, guys.
Oh god, I love it. All right.
We
The
get
biggest reveal
robbed.
of the episode is that the brothers aren't gods; they're deadbeat parents.
That's true.
We've been known this.
Yes. The fuck Raven asked about the kids. That was such a great play. For real? You're asking about them right now?
Like,
you
you're the
knowingly
one
walked
that
away and didn't disappear? 10 out of 10 episode. John giving Neo a weed-induced exorcism with the power of love and friendship was my favorite part.
Yes.
We've got the power of God.
That was the one. I was like,
Friendship and drugs on our side, guys.
a weed-induced exorcism with the power of love and friendship. And the comment, the way this isn't even a joke.
It's not. That's the best part.
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh,
Yes!
just look at that. It's so good.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. And then the thing that made me so happy is that we actually got to confirm that that was not just jokingly Red Like Roses Part 3, that it was Red Like Roses Part 3. Oh, I was so happy. But
Now we just need to combine them all together, and we're going to listen to it to 10 hours straight. We're good.
Now, this is the
Yes.
thing they were pointing out. Amity Arena's here. That's an Atlas ship. That's the Veil X-Wing looking thing. Those are the Mistral weird, like, sailor ships. And that looks like some of the SDC fighters and stuff like that. And there's a couple in the background. There's another one that people identified. But, like, literally everyone's there. So you're going to have the most packed amount of characters in a show. I like his hair. Leave me alone.
I agree.
No, Monica, no.
No.
His hair.
No, sorry,
No.
Monica, no.
No, Monica, you're right. Monica,
Yeah,
you're
no.
right. You
Yeah.
and me,
Ray,
you're
shush.
right.
Ray, shush.
No. No.
There's
You're not
airships
going to get your
from-
duck present now. Keeping
There's
it
an
forever.
airship from every continent in
Good, keep
Vacuo,
it.
along with the fixed Amity Arena. This is incredible. Maybe the message from RWBY sent out to the world really did work. It seems to have been more than a couple of days since they fell. Amity Arena made it there. Pietro, Maria are okay, confirmed. You can see there's a bunch of Elysian warships and Mr. Ones too, maybe Veil. It's clearly enough. It's been a time since they fell. Even apparently every kingdom sent force. Then Vacuum, at least Atlas probably had no choice. There's few of what's left of their fleet, but Argus is still standing, so maybe, I don't know, they sent forces too. Raven talking to everyone else. Fucking loser. Raven talking to Summer. Why is she so fucking awkward?
It's totally fuck.
Summer's scary.
Yes, I am.
Do you know, hey, Blake, do you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me in Violet Evergarden when she squeezes her face up to smile.
Oh, God.
Ow.
Oh my god.
Yes,
It's so accurate.
I know, it's the best. And I didn't think about that until I brought it up, but I was like, you know what? It totally is. That's exactly what it is. And I have to make sure that I have non-such as art in here before we go, and I just realized that I didn't have it in right away. But all right, so not aware when how much time was needed has passed. And I need to reopen this so I can go over because non-such did one photo that was really good and another one that I didn't expect her to do, but it might be my favorite one that she's done. So we got that. She said the elapsed time on her tablet for all this was 17 hours, but some of that was her just sitting there idled. But also, look at how adorable. And also the duck petting Little on the nose. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, it's fantastic. And yeah, that's all I got.
I'm
That
There's
was
a lot
little
in there, but I
I'm a
will
little
tell you
disappointed that we didn't get, like, epilogue type of thing
that is the literal thing I was going
Yeah,
to
I
tell
was
you.
previous
gonna say that's
value.
probably the
Mhm.
only thing.
That
But
was
I
the
get
one
it. They
thing
wanted
that
to
actively
advertise the
I also think that they're in the process of, like, actually figuring out what's going on before they show a lot. I just
Yeah.
wish it would have been nothing because I'm like, oh, it's the Justice League movie. I get it. It comes out next week. You
Yep.
should have just ended it instead of me hearing something coming and doing whatever. That was kind of like, oh, really? The Justice League movie? Like, I'm excited about it. I really am. Everyone watching this, stop posting clips from it. For everyone that wants to help this company keep it going, you posting the entire fucking movie on Twitter is not helping.
No.
I understand you're fangasming over it and it's out on Redbox, but if you want people to buy it to support the company, making it all available through not illegal means is not helping them, even if you're trying to talk about how cool the scenes are. Stop! The whole movie is borderline on Twitter right now.
And then
Oh, I
you're
know.
sitting there wanting Volume 10 to get greenlit.
Yep.
Yeah, stop it. I understand your intentions, but you are not doing what you think you're doing. And that's not because, guess what? From what I've heard, in that movie, the Rooster Teeth logo isn't even in it. They didn't even put Rooster Teeth as a factor for that movie being made. So if you would like that to continue, stop! Please! If you want the show to continue, you need to show Warner Brothers that people are going to buy it. And they aren't going to buy it if you make it borderline for free on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So when part 2 comes out, don't do that. Please, stop. Again, I love you all, and this is not purposely what you were trying to do. I get it. But you're still having the effect of it. Fangasm over it in comments and in other things, but do it privately with other fans. That's not the effect we're having. Leaked episodes are not good for anything. This episode got leaked a day after. And I'm thankful that it never got out to whatever. And I've just started talking with my friend Mike and Blake here because we're going to be reviewing the Owl House that they got shit leaked all the time. I'm sure it didn't help.
Oh my god, yeah.
The Owl House
No.
continuously struggled.
I was gonna say, as someone who watched that show as it aired, I can tell you, yeah, no, that was awful.
It was really bad how it got leaked.
Like I started
it was
watching
crazy how bad that show was leaking.
Yeah, just please stop. I get what you're trying to do and be happy with the show. What you need to do is watch RWBY on Crunchyroll, not a pirate site, on Crunchyroll. Talk, make it known that you love the show. Watch Justice League Heroes and Huntresses when the DVD comes out or stream it from a legal source. Numbers don't lie. The studios don't understand that fans like this stuff. They understand when money goes into their bank account. Mm-hmm. That's all they care about. And guess what? Rooster Teeth is underneath a company that is going through giant cullings of products that make them ass loads more money than Rooster Teeth makes combined as a whole company. So if you don't want bad things to happen, support the show in the correct ways. I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but do it in ways that show that you watch the show normally and are making it worth them to make it. Because WB and AT&T Warner Brothers don't care about how much you love the scene you're posting for free on Twitter. I get that you're showing your love for the show, but that is in a way that is actually actively hurting it. Mm-hmm. Please show love for the show in a way that's good. For the show regularly here, people post regular random shots on Twitter. For the whole season, they haven't posted the whole thing.
No,
just
don't do that with the movie. So like a small clip of it, and that was it.
Yeah, or fan art. My God, draw the fan art you want. Just don't do that. That's the end of my rant. Sorry. All right. Anyone here? Anything else you want to talk about that was not mentioned?
That Ty should watch Vampire Night.
No, shut up.
I
I don't take trash anime recommendations on or off screen.
You watch trash all the time.
Yes, and I get more than I would out of the little bit you described to me to Vampire Night. I have a pastor that turns into a velociraptor, and it's less nonsensical than what you just told me. Raven, you were saying something.
I know we're probably not we're too early into predictions, but I would really love if they do greenlit season 10, which I really hope they do. So support by buying and watching on legal.
Yes.
But I would love it to open where everyone came through the door, not Team RWBY, the original, right at the end of Volume 8, and then we get to see that fight scene before it cuts off into pre. I want to see I want to see the giant fight with all them fighting it.
We want a flashback to see what happened up to what we saw as they walk.
And bring back Team Coffee and Team Sun at that same time. And there goes Brock.
In my life, I need Coco Waddell back in my life. And y'all confirmed that girl's a lesbian. Make her and Velvet a thing.
Oh yes, Velvet.
Please.
Wait. So will Ty explode if Coco and Harriet share screen time?
My god.
I might.
What? They get together.
If Coco gets with either of those two bunny-inspired characters, I might lose it. I tell you right now, I will melt into a puddle on the floor if I see Coco Adele flirt with Harriet. Now, keep in mind, in panels and in comments on the show, unless Harriet is bisexual, they have shown that she had feelings for Glover, but I'd be okay if she was bisexual and she flirted with Coco. I would be very okay, because that would appeal to what I would like, and also it would piss off a bunch of man babies online, and it would make me very happy.
Yes.
Because that character never got shown to be lesbian. Like, cool, she never got shown to like men either.
Mm-hmm.
And it's canon confirmed in a book that she was simping all over Carmine because she wanted to see her in a freaking uniform.
Oh, yeah.
And also, you'll finally get to see Team Coffee use their semblances outside of Velvet, because they confirmed all of them in that book. And they're pretty cool. Yeah. Yatsu can erase people's memories. That's awesome.
Dope.
Coco can super accelerate dust. And if I remember Fox's correctly, it's telepathy?
Yeah, that's how.
I think, yeah.
That's how he communicates.
And
I'm going to reread them all.
Yeah, and Velvet's is basically picture perfect photo memory, to where if she sees a fighting style or anything like that she can perfectly remember it. That's how she's able to use everyone's weapons to an exact degree in Volume 3. So it'd be awesome. And just having literally everyone in one area to where they're like, oh, we'd like to have a scene between these two characters. Cool. Literally everyone's in Vacuo. So you can have a bunch of scenes. We can have like the Vital Festival all over again, but in a good way this time. So yeah,
they gotta kill Salem first, and then they can celebrate. Okay.
No,
can we kill Cinder first?
I was just about to say, I'd like to see them reform Salem and kill Cinder.
Just send Salem to the tree and push her off. Let her ascend.
No.
She needs to actually die.
I wouldn't mind the Jabberwocky scene, but I get to see her getting ripped apart.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh no.
You know who I'd like to see kill Cinder? Somewhat.
Yes. Coming in somewhat.
What if Neo comes back and Neo straight up kills Cinder?
She just turns around. The best part would be Cinder and RWBY are about to fight, and you hear from the background for the very first time that Neo speaks. All she says is, "I live, bitch," and she stabs her through the chest with her umbrella.
Yes.
I need that to happen. Could we get on that, please?
Oh, I can tell you right now, if some form of fashion, if Neo comes back and kills Cinder, that is what AG is going to put in a picture. I live, bitch. Just,
Yes.
there's going to be a bunch
Also,
of that.
I am sad that we had the opportunity to see Neo in like a cartoon type of way.
You
I
wanted
am
to see
so
And
Neo.
they were like, yo, I'm animating that is a lot of money. So yeah, no.
You wanted to see Neo Bart Mall Cop.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to see Neo in the segment.
Crow
We
thought I was
were
lying.
wrong.
Tweet.
Chris legit thought I was lying, and I'm like, bro, it's
We
right here.
were
He's like,
wrong.
that is so stupid. I wish they would have did it.
Miles' tweet lives rent free in my head. Every so often, I just think about it. I'm like, I really wanted that.
It did,
We
but
were
it's like they
wrong.
wanted the cat to borderline be a Looney Tunes character where he could change into whatever. But I'm like, yeah, that would have been really expensive. But yeah, just thinking of Neo on a self-made segue just.
With her legs as a
Also,
segment
coming
man.
out of the saddest episode the show's ever made, basically.
And as to see a cartoon Neo.
You know what I'm picturing?
It would be a lot of emotional whiplash, but come on.
What I'm picturing now is the cat at the door with Neo, and his head is pressed up against the door, and he's just like this with the wheels spinning, trying to get through the door. And you hear all you hear is like the wheels backfiring, going like.
Yes.
From the, and then instead of Weiss making the comment saying about, oh, your little plan's not working, you're just like, uh-oh, looks like somebody's running out of gas.
We were so wrong.
I would have loved it.
Guys, we could have had it all.
We
could have. But support the show and they get a bigger budget.
And we
honestly,
have
give us
cartoon
Neo
Neo.
with
Come
wheels.
on, people.
Neo wheel.
Dude, you know what's gonna happen? AG's gonna draw a picture of Neo when she comes back from ascending and she has a Segway.
Yes.
I'm back.
That would be her riding out of the portal. I live, bitch, with the Segway just slicing her. Revenge on wheels, baby. But yeah, no, getting to see a volume also that they make where they're not basically all essentially working from home and what they could do with even with the budget that they had not working from home could be really good. Also, another thing just to say, Casey, I know you're never going to see this, but your dad retired and left all this stuff in your hands, and you and Martin did phenomenal with all the music in this.
Amazing.
He's proud of you. I know he is. Just it was really good. And I'm happy that Tris continues you making music. Keep doing it. You're doing freaking great. And the only thing that upsets me is I got told that there is no music by Casey in the Justice League movie.
Aww.
Bro.
Because I think a good chunk of it was more done to appease the Warner Brothers side than this. Because also I was told there's a lot more fighting in it versus story stuff. Which, if you guys remember early interviews with Monty and Miles, and like Carrie also, that they kind of made the show, they wanted fights to happen when fights needed to happen for story reasons versus just making it only about fights.
Just to make it about a fight.
Yeah, and now apparently toward the end, there's like a 30-minute fight scene. It's pretty intense and it'll be awesome to see, but it's very much, you could tell this is a different type of product.
I was gonna say, this is DC, so.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it because, again, I don't know
like
much,
DC,
but the little bit I'm hearing, it'll be nice. Jessica Cruz also, I think, might have my favorite costume in there. Her and Vixen both look awesome.
Yeah.
Imagining Jessica Cruz as a teenage girl. Just I didn't expect that's what she was gonna look like, but she looks like she watched Ben 10 as a kid.
I was gonna say, I feel like she watched Ben 10 and I just live for it.
Yes. But
how many times could Ben 10 randomly come up today, guys? We've done it 3 times somehow.
Hey, Yuri Lowenthal voiced one of the main characters in Ben 10, so there we go. We can have a fourth one. He also voiced Simon and Gurren Lagann, so there's a tie-in together there.
Oh my god, you're right! I forgot!
Yes.
Hey, you know who else? You know who else? You know who else? Who's also in the who's probably
People
gonna be
from
in
an
the Justice League
anime
thing?
that we don't need to mention.
No, Tara Strong. She voiced
Oh yeah.
Tintin.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. That is right. That is true. We got another one in there. Nice.
When he was a kid,
But-
yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna
So
say, hey, you know what else?
that's right.
Jeez.
Right. But okay. So anything else other than just I need Coco Adele back in my life as a season regular.
I just want volume 10 now.
Yeah.
Same.
I want volume 10 to come out
I
next
want
week.
Crow.
Well, you're gonna get it
I miss
because
him.
if the rest of them are there, they know to head to Vacuo, and he was in a ship with the rest of the people that were left from Atlas, all the surviving members
Yeah, but
of
I
the
want him
Aesops. So here's a question. We're approaching an hour and 50 minutes. It'll be the last thing that I mentioned. How much longer do you think they're going to breadcrumb what actually happened to Summer? Do you think we're going to wait another volume before we hear it, or do you think we're actually going to get what actually happened next volume?
I would
feel
love
like-
it to finally be told next volume.
Same.
Yeah, I feel like next volume, because how everything is set up, I feel like we're getting closer and closer for the show to finally wrapped up completely and end, per se.
Yeah. Like, it took 10 years for Ruby to find out that she actively lied and went with Raven to go do something. Yeah,
Did she
that's
finally say sorry to Ozpin, by the way, then?
maybe.
I'm just
Or
saying.
maybe they finally was like, no, Oscar, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Ozpin. Give me the truth.
Give me the old
Yeah.
man on the phone right
I
now.
forgot about
Like,
my sweet baby boy.
Like, I can just see Ruby going up to Oscar and be like, Oscar, I want to speak to your manager.
No, what's going to be best
Yes.
is what I can't wait for. If everyone is in Vacuo, we're going to get a couple of things. Blake and Yang are going to get to meet all of the other girlfriends' parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those are going to be some interactions, and I get to see Yang meet Gira. I am looking quite forward to that.
Oh my.
I have a feeling that Gira is going to have the opposite effect to Kali, where he's like, I really like that one. I didn't mind for the other guy, but I really like her. And then also, I think we're going to have a principal's office meeting where if Raven and Ty are there, she's going to be like, you two, Oscar, in my fucking office now.
Yes.
I'm the manager.
And Crow as well, because he's going to be there. What the hell happened to my mom? Because y'all been lying to me for years.
I licked it. It's mine. That's the
Oh,
response I have.
That's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of interesting factoids. I don't even need to see that many fights. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the more Vacuo type Grim, because like you have some of them described in the book.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm looking honestly in this next one more to lore than I am fights.
Yeah.
Because they originally said they had this thing planned out for 12 volumes. The next volume's volume 10.
I know.
Yep.
I wouldn't complain if it got extended more, but if you originally planned for 12, where are we going with all this?
Let's go.
Because
Don't get my step.
honestly, the big thing they have to drop, that's a story detail that they have left. The only big thing is what really actually happened with Summer.
Yeah.
Everything else has been kind of out there. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
actual
we
truth.
basically know everything, right?
Like the actual truth about the brothers is here. They know why Salem is doing what she's doing. We know that Cinder is completely useless and needs to die. We
knew that a while ago.
And like everyone's there, and we know that like just all it is we need to stop Salem and what happened to Summer. Like that's what's left.
We're getting closer to like endgame territory.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that we're here.
Right? It's weird to think about.
It is.
Well, you also have to think about who's the Summer Maiden. We don't know who she is.
Oh yeah, we still need that, huh?
We still need to
forgot
figure out
about
the other two. There's still two other
like what happened to Summer, more about the Silver Eyes.
Yeah. The Silver Maiden, the Summer Maiden is a thing where it's like we're just going to find out who they are, and then that's what the thing is. I'm talking about like things that have been
Big things,
so long mysteries that were finally coming. Like the only one left is Summer.
Well, and I guess
And
what the last relic is.
well, the last
The
relic, where the Veil
Summer,
relic is.
more about the Silver Wars.
Well, we don't know where either of them are, but the vacuum one's going to get dealt with.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Wait, we have two. That's right. My bad.
But yeah, where the hell the Veil one is the other big one that's been volumes long, because she did not find it when they were in Veil. So
yeah,
I don't know. And then like a lot of people were like, maybe they stuck it in the Ever After. I'm like, that would have been cool, but we never found out about it this volume. But I don't know if I'll ever see them go back to the Ever After. I could see other people from the Ever After coming out.
Yeah.
I just had the freaking Endgame portal thing play out in my brain, and like the little like freaking board game pieces from the village coming out to try and find Salem.
Like we could kill Salem.
Ever After, assemble!
Assemble. Back, remnant, assemble. Oh yeah, that'd be great. But yeah. And then stuff for Vacuole that they need to find out who the Summer Maiden is. The Relic. You're gonna have to deal with oh dang it. It's a gang organization from the second book. What's their name?
Oh fuck.
The Crown? The Crown?
Oh,
I think they're called. I want to say they're called the Crown. I could be 100% wrong, but
was it like
I thought
Spider
it was
something?
Crown.
No, yeah. The Crown was a group in Remnant formerly operating in the Kingdom of Vacuole. Yes, the Crown.
Yeah, because it was something like they were like a criminal organization that wanted things to kind of go back to how they used to be, I think, if I remember correctly. But it's, again, I haven't read the second book, and it's been a hot minute since I read the first one. But yeah, that'd be cool to kind of have something like that. And then, yeah, it got a lot to go back on. So Vacuole's got some things that they could deal with, and then there'll be probably an end game volume of everything just with Salem. But yeah, there's a lot of, man, I hope we got to see Carmine in animation. That whole team was just, her and her guy that was with her was just, they were real douchebags, and getting to see some cool things from that. But if anyone hasn't read those books by E.C. Myers, they're really good. But anyway, I think that's all we got. We are approaching an hour and a half, so we're going to get the hell on out of here. Blake, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Cubalove028.
Ray, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Ray Sketchit pretty much everywhere, where I post art when I feel like finishing it.
Yes.
As in, he doesn't.
I finished some art.
You know, I bet if I told her to make a picture of something from Vampire Night, she'd finish it.
Watch it.
No. To quote Will Ferrell from Step Brothers, which I posted in Twitter, not even if there was a fire.
Do it.
Raven, where can everybody find you?
On Instagram, it's Fiery Summers Cosplay, where I'm gonna start remaking my summer cosplay, and you guys should watch the progress.
You're nice, very, very nice.
All right, it's gonna be a pain in the butt.
Oh, I bet it is, because it's a lot more intricate than what summer used to be.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can find me everywhere at Organoid0, mainly on Twitch and YouTube, and I am going to be streaming more of Horizon, which you get to see more people come into my comments and bitch about another character that I love, most likely might be a lesbian. I can't get away from it. I just can't. I just can't.
You have a problem.
No, media has a problem with me. I'm not watching it. I see the comments. All right, we're getting out of here, everyone. We'll see you next year or whenever for Volume 10. Bye.